Hey there. So it's been a little while since I did a video. I'm not sure why. I guess I just didn't have anything that I needed to say. But it was interesting. Yesterday I was on a podcast and it was Mummy Warriors, which not mummy like King Tut, but like you know, moms in England. Anyway, it was a really great podcast, and she asked some really different questions, and it was free flowing, which I enjoy. But one of the things that she asked me, and it just struck me as interesting because I didn't realize that people felt this way. She said that was it possible to live without anxiety? And the answer to that is a resounding yes, it absolutely is possible. I'm not saying that you're not going to have moments of anxiety maybe at some point, or get overwhelmed or overthink things, which we love to do, us people who think a lot. And what I want to say and encourage people to understand is that anxiety, I've defined it before, but I'll define it again. Anxiety is wanting to control everything, right? So everybody, every circumstance, and then the knowledge or the understanding on some level that you cannot. So you're going through the motions of trying to make everybody and everything fit into how you need them to be for you. And you have a recognition, typically not on a conscious level, or on maybe a semi-conscious level, that you're not able to do that. And that's overwhelming. You can see how that would be overwhelming and provoke the experience of anxiety. So anxiety is an experience. It's not a state of, I mean, it is a state of being. Like, you get into anxiety for sure, and it feels so real. I 100% get it. I've been talking about my story a lot lately on podcasts about having an anxiety disorder. And it's interesting because prior to speaking about it so much, it's not that I had forgotten. I had those experiences. They're there, I can recall them, but they're so at a distance that I have to think about them a little bit harder to sort of conjure up those feelings again. But when I'm in the midst working with a client and they're in the middle of that, then I remember like how terrifying it can feel to not have control over all the things, or just even yourself. I mean, because that's the biggie, right? I'm sure I've talked about it a bunch, but the only thing that we really can control is our experience, which means us, our emotions, our thoughts. Those are the things that we can actually control. And I think for most people, they don't know that as the truth. But I want to tell you that anxiety is not, it's not a live with forever thing. It doesn't have to be anyway. I mean, you can choose that if that suits you, or if it produces some sort of want that you are excited about. But if not, there is a way out, and it's not so awful. And it just requires some different thinking and some different being and experiencing life from a different perspective. And that's a lot of the stuff that I talk about, recognizing beliefs, understanding how they're being triggered, and that they are the thing, the lens in which we see this world. And so if you can see that other people don't live in anxiety, that is your clue, or that is your proof that you can live without anxiety, because other people don't experience it. And granted, they didn't have your personal history or experience to create that, but you can uncreate that experience too. And I think I talked about that in a video earlier, by starting to get separateness from your story, stopping telling your story, stop getting into relationship over your story, stop believing your story. Your story is not really yours. It is a series of events that happened that you made decisions about at a really young age that are a lot of which are not serving you anymore. So that's that voice in your head saying, hey, you're not good enough, or I'm not perfect enough, or I don't deserve, or I don't have value, I'm not lovable, all those things. Those are those beliefs. And every time we have a reaction, anxiety would be a reaction, that's a belief getting poked, saying, oh, that doesn't fit in with how I think this world is supposed to be, the lens in which I see it, the experiences that I know. And that's where the deep dive happens, with those very experiences: anxiety, worry, overwhelm. Anyway, if you have any questions, DM me. I hope that was helpful. Have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.